You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lights and starry eyes, and all the freaks were left outside. So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine? I couldn't find it. But you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I've struggled to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. to what I need. Put a picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, I would. Why listen to what they say? Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we greet. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't slow, oh, we drift to the edge.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's always want to change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.
My wrist is like broken. I can't even air drum correctly. Hey, oh, I can't pretend. No, 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 no. Oh, I hope this never runs. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Here, my wrist is fucked. Yo, 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 oh, 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 oh. All right. All right. Let's get caught up with the day, shall we? First off, Mariners won. Right? Yeah, let's go. Mariners won against the Phillies, who had 8 wins in a row, and the Mariners dominated them. Now, yes, the big story was Cal Raleigh, who has been, struggling all year. He had 3 homers, first Mariners guy to hit 3 home runs in one game at T-Mobile. That was pretty good. Okay, so that was good. That was good, definitely. Now, it's interesting because I was talking to my kid today after the game, and I was like, as bad as the Mariners have been, dude, they have gone through some adversity, guys. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know if the Mariners are going to get their mojo back, but if they get it back and they go on a late season run, I think they're going to the World Series because of the adversity they've conquered. There's something to be said when you are playing terrible, everything is going wrong, and you just keep hanging in there, okay? You just keep hanging in there. So I'm real proud of them. It's a good game. We'll see if they can get a run going, all right? They can definitely go on a run. They got a lot of talent. Now, I do want to address the Supreme Court thing, guys, because, guys, the decision has not happened, okay? I know the Supreme Court thing is disappointing, but they're arguing the case. And so the only ruling is that as of now, while they're arguing the case, there's no injunction placed on, Trump's whatever executive order, right? That thing. That doesn't mean that this thing is going to happen, okay? That doesn't mean that he's pulled a victory, okay? He may. But today's ruling was just about what's happening while they argue the case. Okay, now, that being said, we have to be aware and prepared and realize that they are rat fucking every possible thing. So what I said in Discord, I stick by and hold true. You need to make sure that you vote early and you check in on everyone you know, making sure they vote early and verify. And then you need to make sure everyone you know is following up with everyone they know and they're voting and verifying. Like, we have to treat this like they're stealing it. And we have to be really diligent about this, right? We do. Like, don't take nothing for granted. All right? Seriously. You know, but we haven't lost that ruling yet, okay? Remember, don't get down, okay? Don't get down, get busy, all right? That needs to be our new mantra, guys. Don't get down, get busy, okay? Don't get frustrated, get fucking activated. You know what I mean? Like, we need to turn out. I mean, they're demoralized. I saw somebody from Oklahoma talking about how all the ranchers are pissed because Trump is fucking them over too. He's like desperately trying to appeal to like people in order to win the election, and he's fucking the ranchers, and you know, he already has fucked the farmers. I mean, I think we'll be all right. So here's what we're going to talk about, okay, tonight. Okay, tonight we are going to look at Abdul El-Sayed talking to Jesse Watters. Wow, dude. That interview was something else, boss. Abdul is a fighter, okay? That's one thing we're going to look at. Another thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at all my interactions with Hutch online today. Dude, this Hutch guy, like, he's really devious, okay? He is, guys. And it's weird, yeah. Like, dude, he's so arrogant, and he's been so weird today. He was going off on Parker Molloy, right? Which really rubbed me the wrong way, because Parker Molloy is amazing, right? And Parker Molloy is a transgender person, so they really have something to lose when the Republicans win, okay? And I'm really tired of these fucking white guys that are like, you know, I mean, we got to look at the Epstein clip. Dude, I had heard about the Epstein clip, but it was like so much worse than I thought. So we're going to look at that and the brain rot of becoming a centrist, okay? Then the other thing we're going to look at, guys, is we are going to take a look at Hakeem Jeffries and the Jared Kushner thing. I want to look at a couple of different angles around that and examine that and see everybody's weighing in on that. So we're going to look at that. And then I think, guys, the data Republican thing is worth looking at, guys. Okay? Because I don't know if you saw this, but there's a person online called the Data Republican. It's a woman. She's, you know, whatever, a content creator. But we found out that this person has been working for the Department of Defense. And it's opened up a new level of like, what the fuck, bro? Like, how many of these right-wing content creators are actually working for the U.S. government, right? Like, what the fuck, dude? They're like secret government contractors. And they're talking about the deep state. So we're going to look at that too. All right, that's the plan. We're going to bada bing, bada boom. We're going to get in, we're going to get out. Right? It is fucked up. Dude, it is also, guys, let me just tell you, it's about 175 degrees in this room. Okay? So I want to tell you right now, if at any point during the stream tonight, okay, you see me just like keel, don't worry. I've not had a heart attack. I'm merely passing out from heat exhaustion. And we'll fucking get it together. Dude, it is so hot in here, bro. It is like, I can't even tell you. It was like another 90-degree day. and it's still like 85 outside. So with my 2 computers and me sitting in here editing all day, it is a cooker. It is a cooker, but I'm good in the heat, boss. I'm hellbound, so I'm good with the high temperatures. So we'll be all right. Dude. All right, you ready? All right. Let's start with the fucking dance party goal. Whoops, what am I doing? We're going to get a dance party goal going. How are you guys tonight? How are we feeling? How are we living, dude? If you guys have not watched the Andrew Tate video, the one that I just put up like an hour ago, dude, it's pretty funny. I got to say, it's one of the better Andrew Tate videos I've done. And so if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. Right? So what do we got? Dude, end grain. Dude, yeah, no, it is a cooker, bro. Dude. Yeah, Supreme Court. Dude, let's go. You're still alive? Let's go. Welcome. Welcome. My Erica hanky is right here. It doubles as my ass wipe. Oh, no, that's bad, huh? Just kidding. Dude, all right. Can I just say an aside here, guys? All right, check this out. Because there's some shit that's been going on about Lindsay Clancy, right? Where a man allegedly called off his wedding because his fiance supported Lindsay Clancy. And I do want to say one thing about Lindsay Clancy. Obviously, those murders were horrific. And simultaneously, though, women in the American healthcare system get abused and ignored. And it is a systemic issue. And that's why women are resonating with this case. And on top of that, guys, if Jenny went to some doctors and had 12 pill bottles in her fucking like office or whatever of Seroquel and a bunch of other antipsychotic meds, I would be doing an intervention, and nobody did for this woman. Everybody, I don't know what she went through, but the crime was horrific, and what she went through, the doctors should be put in jail as well. Now, I think this here is a good litmus test, guys, because if there's a man out there who can't understand that what Lindsay Clancy did is horrific and, yes, criminal, and why the women are standing with her, if you can't hold space for those two things simultaneously, I don't believe you can truly be there for a woman when she hits rock bottom, guys. I really don't. And I mean, it goes back to, I got into it online with some people today because, when my son was born, his mom had postpartum depression. She got it pretty bad. And her mother was visiting us. Her mother tried to talk her out of going to therapy. I actually kicked my son's mother's mother out of our house. I literally told her to pack her shit and get out of our fucking house because she was getting in the way of me trying to make sure that Bryce's mom got therapy. And so you can take a stand for women. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like you can take a stand. You can understand the severity of this stuff. It's fucking crazy, dude. It is crazy shit. And it affects everybody differently. Okay? Like some people just experience a little bit of it. Some people, it's totally normal for women to have weird, fantasy dreams that involve like harming the kids. That happens. It's a shock when it happens to women. Okay? They're shocked by this. Okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or some women get it and they feel like disgusted by their kids. They feel no sense of connection, or they don't want to be near them since they're out of the body. And then they, of course, shame themselves for these really extreme feelings. And you don't want to pile on like Seroquel and fucking, Valium and a whole bunch of antipsychotic medication on top of that shit, right? Dude, you know what I'm saying? Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. So I think being able to hold space I think being able to hold space for multiple truths at once is really important for us men. But what's interesting about this is you tend to see that the men that are freaking out about this, they look at women as like their child raising employees. Okay. They look at the women as like it's their kids, and the woman is like filling out a job application to raise their kids as if they should be lucky to sit there and give up their whole life to fucking, scrub the shit stains out of some mediocre dude's underwear while he walks around watching TV, farting, and amplifying his own personal value, right? Dude, let's go. Ingrain. Dude, the rapid peaks and valleys on these M's. Let's go. Right? They're called intrusive thoughts. Yeah. I mean, guys, can I tell you something? So you know that Bryce was born 21 years ago. At the time, I was bartending. And what ended up happening is in the beginning of this, like the first week after Bryce was born, I would go to work and everyone would be like, oh, I heard you had the baby. Aren't you having the greatest time? Isn't that the most wonderful thing? And I was honest, okay, because I didn't want to like get into a funk. So I was like, actually, no, it's not wonderful, okay? I mean, eventually being a dad, I was able to make it wonderful, but the first couple weeks of being a parent were not wonderful. They were fucking terrible. We didn't have any help. She didn't get any sleep. She was depressed. She was sore. I didn't know what the fuck to do with the kid. I felt a deep sense of failure and self-hatred when the kid would cry and I couldn't do anything to help him. That first couple weeks was horrible, okay? It was like grueling. And there was very few moments of like, wow, this is amazing. And I loved the kid. You know what I'm saying? And I was gleeful to have the kid. Now, there are some people that may have kids that maybe they didn't want to have them or they weren't feeling as gleeful about it. They may have even more complicated feelings. It is not simply this like shiny, happy people thing. And that didn't make me a bad parent to be like honest about that, about how hard it was and about how punishing it was, and it took a lot of work for me personally to like conquer some of those complicated things of parenting, especially since I didn't have like the best attachment mechanisms because I grew up in an alcoholic family. And, it's like, I don't know, man, we act like parenting is this thing. You have a kid and all of a sudden you just become this great person, and like you don't. But I know for a fact that there would be no person in my life who would have 12 bottles of antipsychotic medication and I wouldn't sit down with them and be like, okay, let's go to a therapist together. Let's go sort this out. Because this feels like it's getting to be too much, and everybody in this woman's life let her get zombified and let her go down this path, even with her talking about the intrusive thoughts and shit. And they just let her keep going with these doctors and these medicines. And like, man, that's fucked up. Okay. This woman did not really have anyone to step in and be like, whoa, you know what I mean? So I don't know, dude. I think it is not an on and off switch. All right. It's not. Dude, let's go, dude. 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏. Here you go, punk. Fuck you, Hakeem Jeffries. Bye-bye. All right, you ready? That's what I got to say about that. Right? But all things considered, though, like parenting has been pretty magical for me, but it did not come natural to me. I had to work real hard. I had to work real hard for it. And I'm still learning, You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning, dude. It's a group effort. It is. It's hard though, because a lot of times people, don't have you know, I don't know. It's like we don't have a space, okay? We don't have a space, like a lot of times us here in America, because of our lack of focus on mental health care and our lack of focus on what like human mental illness is that we all grapple with to some degree, we don't allow space for like honest expressions of our feelings, right? I mean, there's a Buddhist saying, okay, if you study Vipassana meditation, the meditation of Buddha, there's a saying that Buddha used to use that says, thoughts are not dangerous. Thoughts are not harmful. It is the self-judgment we apply on our thoughts that cause all of the suffering, right? And so in theory, we would be able to express our true thoughts, even if they sound gnarly, and they would be able to be met without judgment and suspicion. And we could realize that everybody has crazy thoughts, or sometimes people will have really fucked up visions, but that doesn't mean that you're a bad, fucked up person. It's totally natural to think some heinous fucking shit, okay? And like, but when you think it and you think it's not natural and you think it's bad, you think you're bad, you then create a shame spiral, okay? And this happens with so many people. This is the root of like addiction and sexual deviancy, and a lot of this shit is like people can't talk about what they're thinking about in a way that allows them to process it, and they internalize it and they repress it, and then they feel ashamed about it, and then that shame eventually builds up until they act out in some way, and then someone gets hurt, and then the cycle repeats, and it's just really, you know, it's because we don't have a culture that, like, we have this culture that tries to divide people into the good guys and the bad guys, you know? And, you know, so I don't know. There's a lot to think about with that. But all right, you ready? Let's get into this. Let's go look at Abdul. Dude, look at this shit. Oh my God, dude. There's a couple of Abdul fucking clips here. All right, we're going to get to this one for sure. But oh my God, dude, Abdul was cooking him. I want to watch two of these. All right. Oh, I want to watch two of these. Hold on. Is that 𝗙cie? It is. Okay. I mean, guys, you ready? Just imagine. I want to tell you something, guys. Just imagine how many girls would not get abused if their pastor could go to a therapist and talk about his, you know, maga pedo thoughts. Imagine if he could talk about them and the therapist could help him like work through that shit. Right? You know how many girls would not get abused if these guys could get help before they acted out? You know, I mean, it is really like so many. All right. Dude, I can't imagine. All right. So, dude, this is crazy. All right. Now, the first thing I want to say about these clips, if you guys saw this interview, the first thing about these clips that I noticed was like, wow, dude, Waters is so smug. Dude, Jesse Waters is like so smug, bro. He is like disgustingly smug and condescending and patronizing, and, you know, where like it's like he's not even doing the interview to sort of like expose a viewpoint. He is doing the interview like from a point of disgust and probably like pure Islamophobic, you know, like disdain, okay? And it's so, like, the attitude is so toxic that the first thing I saw when I watched this was like, man, I'd hate to be this guy's kid, okay? To go back and reference that whole parenting and that guy type of thing is like, this guy's kids are gonna get this type of energy because they think you don't know anything. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not legitimized in their eyes. And then every comment they make is from this place of like a complete dismissal of who you are and what you're about. And for children, that shit is so toxic. It is so toxic. It's like really abusive in a profound way. It's like a fist to the fucking core, you know? Dude, it's so gross. It's so gross. But anyway, let's watch this one here about billionaires. All right, this is the first clip about billionaires.
What are you going to do with more money? I mean, whatever I want.
I mean, Jesse, I don't know how much you make. Look, I don't know how much
not
you
a billion.
Make, but I think I'd rather have. Well, yeah, look, so that's exactly it, right? The question ultimately is, do you want to drive on good roads, or would you rather have a billionaire make a second billion? That's what Mike Rogers wants. That's what Donald Trump wants. Apparently, that's what you want. I think the people in Michigan want something different. They want good roads and good schools.
So you're saying,
saying
Beyonce, who just became a billionaire, she has to break you off something every year? She has to pay the politicians?
It's not me. It's the American public.
You're
Beyonce,
the one that wants the money.
Happy to be able to contribute back to the public schools that she went to. I think she'd be happy to invest in good roads in her community. I think she'd be happy to pay a little bit more so that everybody had a little bit more.
Dude, that right there. You see the first thing he does, he goes to Beyonce. He goes to a black woman. I'm surprised he didn't go Oprah. But of course, he went to Beyonce. He had to go to the black woman. Oh, she's got to pay you? It's like, dude, no, the politicians are not collecting this money, you smug prick. And yes, Beyonce would be happy to pay a little bit more. Cardi B would be happy to pay a little bit more to know that some other people aren't suffering. Okay? Oprah is happy to pay a little bit more to know that fucking people aren't suffering. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's people like Elon Musk who use a company that's never made money, that's lost $40 billion, that exists off taxpayer money, that becomes a fake trillionaire. It's those guys that want to undercut everything and they want to keep all the resources for himself. What a fucking smug ass prick, dude. Oh, they're going to pay you? They're going to pay you? What a clown, dude. All right, here we go.
Bit more so that everybody had a little bit more.
You're reaching a little deep into the pockets,
to be defending billionaires from your channel, Jesse. That's a crazy thing. I thought you were for. I'm just saying. Look, at the end of the day, I thought you were for the everyday man. Like if you're for billionaires more than you're for every other person, well, you and I are just going to disagree.
No, I just think I have the right to the fruits of my own labor. That's America. It's not communist what you're talking about.
No, the problem with it, Jesse, is
let me ask you about socialized health care.
Billionaires don't make money. Let me just answer the question.
Sure.
No, let me go back to that.
Go ahead.
Billionaires don't make their money off of their labor. That,
yes!
I think, is where you head off. Billionaires that make their money off their money. So if you have $1 billion, your billion makes another 100 million. That's not the fruits of your labor. That's just the fruits of your money making money.
Yes, that is exactly it. When you get to a certain level of wealth, you don't even have to be a billionaire. You cease. At that point, you're making money off other people's fucking labor, right? It takes you no labor to take your $1 billion and buy fucking stock in whatever company where the hardworking employees work for a year, they get laid off, they get cut, they get their breaks cut, they get their benefit package cut, and then you make $100 million because that stock went up 10%. But you have done nothing. You called your fucking broker and then you went and snorted cocaine off a sex worker's behind. Okay? And that's just it. No billionaires engage in labor, period. You're not even engaging in labor by the time you're making like 400 grand a year. At that point, every job that is making 400 grand a year is mostly not doing any labor. At that point, you're pushing pencils, okay? They're not working hard for the money. They are doing nothing for the money, okay? They're sitting at a desk. They're having a 2-martini lunch. They're calling their broker. They're fucking buying crypto on Coinbase. All right? I love that he called that out. That was fucking beautiful, man.
I think it's okay. Like, if we tax you at 7%, you're still going to make, what, a cool $30 million off your $1 billion? I think it's okay. They're going to be okay, Jesse.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of politicians like you capping how much money people make in America. That's just me. We can have the voters in Michigan decide. You say,
dude, what a fucking arrogant prick, though. Dude, so good. That's just it, though, guys. Okay, billionaires they don't make money on labor, and I'm gonna go one up too, and I'm going to say that 99% of the billionaires that even become billionaires, they didn't become billionaires because of their labor. They became billionaires of either that they got some type of fast money, right? They sold a startup or something, right? They basically converted something into a large sum of money, or they did something like even with Beyonce, okay? Beyonce, she worked hard. She's very talented. She made a lot of records. But when you look at Beyonce, when you look at Taylor Swift, when you look at Jay-Z, you look at these entertainment billionaires, even Oprah, there are like thousands of people that work, okay? Every concert that Taylor Swift goes to, there's a bunch of workers that are working for like just above minimum wage, doing concessions, cleaning the stadium, right? The stadium was paid for by taxpayer money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are, again, a part of this systemic thing that generates $1 billion, okay? You're not going to go out and play clubs in a van touring America and ever make $1 billion. You have to become a major label, like really big, chart-topping star where you're in this machine that has tens of thousands of people working low-wage jobs in taxpayer-funded stadiums, right? In this system that allows you, the entertainment person, to become a billionaire. And I think people like Beyonce, people like Taylor Swift, I think they understand that, okay? They do, right? They know that there's a systemic thing involved, okay? And I would hope they do, right? But it seems like a lot of them don't have much of a problem giving back compared to the Bezos and the Zuckerbergs and the fucking Sergey Brins and the Jeffrey Epsteins and the Elon Musks, But yeah, dude, that clip right there, fucking brilliant. That's brilliant. But now, there's another one. You ready? Dude, this one is amazing, okay? Because again, look at this shit. Look at the title. Look at the 𝗙ron here. Sex change surgeries for minors. Okay, now first off, what I would like to say is that the fact that they're trying to make this, a Michigan election about sex change surgeries for minors, dude, that is something that would rarely happen. Okay, right? And I mean, is there a possibility that a minor could have a transition surgery? Sure. Somebody who's like 16, 17, yes, it's definitely happens. Sometimes younger. Kim Petras, there's a handful of people that have done it young that have had extraordinary results. But this is like rare. This is like so fucking rare. This is not something that 99.99999% of America are ever even going to encounter. Okay? It's just ridiculous. But like, it's crazy that is the 𝗙ron, that is what they're trying to associate this with. Like, oh, we're going from 0 to 100 with fucking sex change operations and shit for minors. Like, wow, dude. All right, but watch this clip. You ready?
The idea that the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. I just think the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. And if you're a minor, it's between
You want to
your
try
doctor
on
and your
kids?
parent. Now, if you disagree with that, if you disagree that healthcare decisions need to be made by a doctor and their parents and a patient, then we think we agree to disagree. But you want to put government inside.
So Abdul, you're a doctor, right?
Selectively. I am.
So you think it's okay for a parent to
you don't
slash
believe me,
his
so just
kid's
go ask
thing-a-ling
Columbia
off?
University.
You think that's okay?
I mean, do you really want to have this conversation? Are you circumcised?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a
are you?
personal question.
Okay,
doctor.
So you probably should want to move on.
Is
Yeah,
circumcision's different than castration?
I think it's a problem. It's a problem that you think that you get to decide what happens between a parent, a doctor, and a patient. And I'm just saying that, yes, circumcision is surgery on a kid's ding-a-ling. So if you really want to bring that up, you can. I just think you guys are really selective about how you want to talk about these things.
Abdul, Michigan's not going for that. That is sick stuff.
Dude, again, that is not sick stuff, okay? Guys, listen to me. I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say that I think circumcision is actually worse. You know why? Because there's no fucking consent, all right? When a parent chooses to circumcise a kid, that kid does not give consent. A parent is making a medical decision about that kid's genitalia, and they're circumcising the kid without the kid's consent. And like, maybe that kid doesn't want to be circumcised. Maybe that kid doesn't want that fucking procedure. But it's crazy because parents will do that all the fucking time, right? Now, at the end of the day, guys, you ready? Everybody is allowed to have their feelings about, people using puberty blockers or people, beginning a transition at a young age, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the point, though, is it's between the child, the parents, the doctors, okay? This idea that a child and a parent and a doctor could look at anything, whether it's a person being transgender or the kid wanting to do an experimental leukemia treatment or a type of knee surgery, or the parents want to put the girl on puberty blockers because her boobs got too big too fast, which is a pretty common thing that happens. The idea that parents and the children and the doctors can come together and decide on a treatment plan for any medical issue, and the government wants to come in and be like, no. We're going to tell you what you need to do in this instance. We're going to tell you what you can and can't do with you, your children, and your doctor. Dude, that's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That is bullshit. That is fundamentally so off, right? That is fundamentally so off. Those decisions should be made by the parents, their kids, and their medical professionals for medical treatments, as long as the treatment is not something illegal. You know what I'm saying? As long as it is a legal treatment. It's just ridiculous to think that the government has the right to decide what medical treatment you can and can't pursue. I mean, dude, there's nothing that is free about that. Guys, we got 2 minutes. All right, let's go. Dude, let's go. We need 25 and 2. Let's see how many we can get before we fucking reset this. All right, let's catch up. Ella says, I knew I was trans since forever. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, Ella. LFG Pinebox Dance Party. Love you, boss. Thank you. Love you, too. Let's go. Let me make sure I haven't missed any. I missed one other. Nope, I got that one. All right, I got that one. Let's go. Perfect. I did not miss any. Dude, Ethan, let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you, boss. Let's go 24 and 1, baby. Let's go 24 and 1. I will say this, though. I think if you actually do have a transgender kid, them starting their transition before puberty is really important. I don't think anybody wants to rush anyone to, top or bottom surgery. Like, I really don't. I'm not seeing this like crazy rush to that thing. But I do know that you want to start the transition before puberty. If you want the trans person to fucking have like a chance at a full transition. Dude, Ellen needs a Paul introduction. Let's go. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think people should be allowed to fucking be what they want. I mean, guys, I think it comes down to consent, okay? Right? That's where the circumcision shit is a little bit weird because parents are doing that without the consent of the kid. They're literally snipping a kid's penis and altering the type of sensation that kid's going to later feel during sex. And they're making a decision about that kid's genitalia without consent. And that is pretty extreme to me of the kid not having consent, right? I've thought that maybe that circumcision shit and certainly exposing kids to religion, I think those things should be done after the child has consent, is able to consent, like at age 16, and it's really crazy though that they'll force like 3-year-olds to go to Sunday school and they'll threaten them with eternal damnation and gnashing teeth and all this shit. But then simultaneously, they want to prevent the kids from being able to like have any input on their own existence. And it's like, whoa, that's really weird. Like you have no problem like leveraging threats and brainwashing your kid at 2 without any consent. But later when your kid's like 16, you want to take away any power they have to decide things for themselves. Like to me, that seems crazy. That seems crazy to me, right? Dude, let's go. Dude, goal ended. All right, we're going to reset. Let's reset, guys. Circumcision at a later age is painful, but Johnny, circumcision when the kid is a baby is painful. Okay? Like, don't think that circumcision when that baby is a baby is not hideously painful. It's also happening on a kid that has no like brain power enough to even contemplate, to even like figure out what's happening to them. It is like an emotionally dysregulating act of violence perpetrated on a very like fresh developing brain. I mean, when you think about it, it's pretty crazy. It's possible that males in America have a penchant for violence because of that violent act that is perpetrated against them when they're babies. I mean, that could literally be contributing to the American culture of violence and grape, right? Because of that type of like borderline, physical / sexual abuse by inflicting violence on their genitalia when their brain is forming, I mean, when you think about it, it's possible that there's a connection there. Dude. I don't know. Dude, that was pretty crazy. All right, let me reset. Let me reset the goal. Dude, I just know that like it's not something that we need. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to be circumcised. I sound like your husband? All right, let's go. Dude, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, it was done without question for us, but I mean, I mean, I don't want to give away too much information because this is private thing, but I will just say that I did not put my own child through that. Okay? I did not. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it. There's just no way. There's no way I would have done that, dude. No way. And I mean, I didn't lie to him about Santa Claus either. I mean, I told him the truth that Santa Claus is not real, but we believe in him anyway as like a part of Christmas spirit. And it's this thing we engage in. It's this fun little Christmas game. But I wasn't going to lie to him and tell him Santa was real and then be like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's not okay for you to lie, except when we're lying about like Santa Claus when you have a forming brain. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, I raised my kid with a type of like sensible rationality where I wasn't, you know, just being straight with them, which I think is we don't do enough. Santa was real and you were Santa. Let's go. I mean, I figured it out when I was younger, right? Because of, you know, like Santa's writing was the same as my mom's. Like it was pretty obvious, but it's, you know, dude, Santa's uncircumcised. Dude, Santa doesn't even have a dick, just so you know. Okay? Santa doesn't have a dick, boss. He has a nub like the elves, dude. Right? Santa's dickless. Bryce is doing good. We were just in New York like a week and a half ago. He's doing good. All right, let me get round 2 going since we missed our timer. We're going for 20 and 15, guys. And then we're going to have to get 2 on top of that. We're 22 short. But we're going to get it. We're going to get this, dude. But yeah, no, Bryce is good. Dude, Santa has no dick. Yeah, Magpies, my dad got circumcised late in life too. He did it at like age 28 or something, right? And he said it was really painful, you know. But we, you know, dude, let's go. Dude, Santa has sleigh bells and a nub. Dude, you like that? You haven't heard of the Santa nub? Really? Have you guys not heard of the Santa nub? Dude, it's the nub. Why on earth would you do it to yourself? I don't know, Saul. I don't know why my dad did it. Dude, Phantomas, let's go. Dude, Santa nub, dude. This is devolved into the weirdest Christmas story ever. Dude, we devolve here, guys. All right. We do. We devolve. Sometimes de-evolution is necessary for the species' survival. But, all right, hold on. Let me look at something here. I need to make sure. I got to check in on my fucking video from earlier today and see where it's at. And then we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the Hutch thing. Okay? You ready? Let's move on to this Hutch thing today because, dude, this shit bothered me today, guys. Okay? And so let me just go into this. We're going to dig right in. All right? I will finish it off by saying Abdul El-Sayed just fucking slammed Jesse Waters. What a great interview. What a great way for him to expose these clowns. I love it. I love it. Now, the thing about this Hutch guy is it's not even about Hutch. It is just about centrism and the brain rot that centrism will land on you. Okay? I want you to let's start by watching this insane clip. Okay? This is an insane fucking clip, guys. All right, now watch this. All right, here we go.
Yes or no, Hutch?
I do. Yeah, but if you had a D next,
You ready? Watch this. Hold on.
Do you condemn Jeffrey Epstein? Yes or no, Hutch?
I do. Yeah, but if you had a D next to his name and he was running for a Texas Senate
Oh my God.
I would probably vote for him. I'm just saying.
That'd be a tough one.
Wild.
Not kidding.
Wild. You're just gonna let that one
Not
go.
a joke. Not a joke.
Okay, so there he goes. He said he condemns Jeffrey Epstein, but if he had a D next to his name and he was running for office, he would probably vote for him. Okay, now, this is like the craziest, most extreme vote blue no matter who. That, like, you know, I get it. Maybe he's just trying to be hyperbolic. But I would not, okay? I would not. If Donald Trump was running as a Democrat, I just wouldn't vote. I would not vote for a Republican, but I sure as fuck wouldn't vote for Donald Trump, even if he had a D next to his name. But anyway, guys, this is the brain rot of like that they say, okay, vote blue no matter who, right? No matter what. But here's the deal though, guys. Is this guy, when we go and look at his thing, if we go and look at him, okay, look at his thing, dude. All right. All he is doing is quote tweeting and attacking leftists. Okay. There is nothing in here that is even talking about MAGA. Okay. He's attacking Andrew Mercado, right? He is fucking, right? Look at this shit. He's like talking about whatever, Pelosi, you know what I'm saying? And which is interesting because I think Pelosi is one of those good examples, guys, because Pelosi was a higher up in the Democratic Party. And Pelosi, did she do some good things? She certainly did. But guys, she's a crook. Okay. She was insider trading for 30 fucking years. We don't want any more Nancy Pelosi's. Okay. No matter how good she was, she is a dinosaur. We don't want Pelosi's anymore. We don't want insider trading crooks anymore simply because they're better than the other crooks. Okay? And that's really an example, though, of where these centrists are so lost because they don't realize, like, they don't want to acknowledge that Pelosi was a crook. Bill Clinton was a crook. Okay? There's a lot of, like, the standard government, both party people were a crook. Okay? They were crooks. And it's like we're trying to move away from that. We're trying to move away from these crooks like running the power. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing though, is it started around this. Okay? Abdul El-Sayed made a statement today about Hassan that said, I believe all Americans deserve the right to advocate for what they believe without fear of violence. This is particularly true for communities that have been intimidated for their beliefs in the past. My commitment to Jewish safety is the same as my commitment to the safety of my own daughters. Anti-Semitism is a scourge, and we need to address it in all forms. And I stand against any rhetoric that puts the community at risk. But I want to be crystal clear. Nobody speaks for this campaign besides me and my campaign spokespeople. And while politicians and pundits try to make this race about a Twitch streamer, we're going to be talking about gas, groceries, good schools, and healthcare, because that's what Michiganders keep talking about or keep asking about. It's why I'm fighting to get money out of politics, money in your pocket, and Medicare for all. Now, again, guys, there is this incessant narrative from these centrists that they want him to disavow Hassan Piker and throw him under the bus and say, oh, I completely fucking, like he has no value. But here's the deal, guys. You ready? Hassan Piker is valuable to the Democratic coalition. Hassan Piker is a strong fighter. He's got leftist values that are very important to deep change. They're very important to young people. He's a good fighter. He is dedicated. And what's more, he loudmouth, edgy, racy. He says a lot of gnarly shit to like whatever, have an impact. He's a streamer like me. He talks hours and hours a day. So sometimes you say shit that's a little bit outrageous. Yes. But at the end of the day, guys, I would rather have 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀 fighting with me than this fucking guy who said, yeah, he'd vote for Epstein as long as he has a D against his name. But he wouldn't vote for Epstein if, right, he has trouble voting for like El-Sayed or fucking 𝗍𝗪𝗠𝗍𝗪𝗍, right? Even though they have D's next to their name. All right. Now, here's the problem is look at what Hutch said. He said, who is this statement supposed to make feel better? It's uncommitted, if you will. His campaign obviously thinks the 𝗙cie clip could hurt them, but he doesn't disavow anything 𝗙cie said. So the people wanting disavowal smell shit. And 𝗙cie fans feel El-Sayed betrayed him. Now, the problem with this, guys, is that, like, why are Democrats talking about, like, Abdul El-Sayed needing to disavow 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀? We should be talking about how Republicans should not be trying to use 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀, right? Because if you disavow 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀 to fulfill the Republican narrative, now you give the Republicans credence. Now that tells the general uninformed voter that, oh, I guess the Republicans were right, that this guy was really bad. So now every time the Republicans accuse you of something, you have created a situation where they're believable. When in fact, everything the Republicans say, we should be fuck you. If they say 𝗙cie is a dirty socialist, we should say fuck you. 𝗙cie is not a dirty socialist. The Republicans are lying through their fucking teeth. 𝗙cie has valuable things. If they say 𝗙cie is anti-Semitic, we should say fuck you, because he's not anti-Semitic. These Islamophobic people are being anti-Semitic. Randy Fine is anti-Semitic when he attacks Muslims. So is Brandon Gill. It's like, fuck you. Every single thing the Republicans say, we should say fuck you. We should never, ever get in line with their narrative, because otherwise all you're doing is giving them ammunition. That's all you're fucking doing, okay? All you're doing is giving them ammunition. Everything they say, you say fuck you, okay? Because they are just trying to make you kowtow to them, in which case you've let them define reality. You let them define the Overton window, and they literally, guys, they call El-Sayed a communist. They call 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀 a communist. They fucking called Kamala Harris a fucking communist, socialist, fascist. She didn't hang out with 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀. She did nothing but kiss the middle of America's ass, dude. She bowed down before every centrist, pseudo right-wing person in America, and they still called her a fucking communist. So seriously, Hutch, shut the fuck up. All right, we gotta pause, and then we're gonna look deeper in this, because it gets worse. Okay, you ready? We got 3 minutes. We need 18 and 3, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, fuck the Republicans. You never agree with the Republicans, ever. Never. You never meet them in the middle. You never agree with them. If they say somebody's a socialist, you say they're not a socialist. Or you say socialism is not bad. Socialism is not an evil. Socialism can be a great add-on, okay? It can be a great add-on to capitalism, social democracy, and socialism, elements of socialism. Elements of socialism can be great for a capitalist system. That's what you say. You do not give them the ammunition, because once you do, they're going to use it on your centrist candidates too. All right, guys, 3 minutes. Let's go. Hold on. It gets worse, though. Dude, his interaction that you're going to see with Parker Molloy really rubs me the wrong way. Frauo, let's go. Dude, 17, guys, 17. Thank you, Frauo. Appreciate you, boss. Let's go. Let's giddy up. Dude, they don't even know what that term means. Yeah. I mean, guys, if you fucking add a fucking, did I miss two? All right, Steph says Epstein D or Trump R. Oh shit. Dude, I would not be voting. Dude, nothing to see here. Are you actually telling me Santa ain't slamming down Mrs. Claus' chimney on the regular? Nah, he hangs like a reindeer, bro. All right, let's go. Thank you. Let's go, guys. Dude, 17 away, baby. Dude, 17, boss. We got this. Giddy up, baby. I'm just telling you. If we allow them, dude, Aussie, shrimps on the bobby. Let's go 16. If we allow them, guys, if we allow them to make socialism like woke, right? They woke DEI socialism, men and women's sports. If we keep letting them set the narrative around this shit, like we are going to lose the goddamn country. Okay? We are going to lose the goddamn country. Socialism does not need to be a dirty word anymore, guys. Okay? It's fucking bullshit. Take the power away from that shit. Right? Dude, let's go. 50 seconds. 16 away, baby. 15. Jason's Australiana. Let's go. 15 shrimps on the bobby. Let's go. Dude, Jason's with another shrimp on the bobby. Dude, it's such bullshit, dude. I'm serious. Letting the Republicans define what are the scare words is crazy. And the thing about Hutch, dude, Jason's, let's go. Dude, 14. Let's go, baby. Thank you. Shrimps on the bobby. Dude, dude, do we get one more? All right, and then we had 2 in the tank, so we'll do we have 14 plus 2, 16, so we'll reset it for 15. We'll fucking get this. But I think that centrist Democrats agreeing with Republican framings is going to end up costing the Democrats always, okay? Always. And what we're about to see with this Hutch case is this guy is I did not realize, I talked to him and I realized, oh, he's like kind of a centrist, but I did not realize when I sat down to talk with him, because I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't prepare for this like a big debate. I just went and had a discussion with the guy, but I had not seen the Epstein clip. And I also did not realize at that point that all he does, literally all he does, is spend all day arguing on Twitter with leftists and trashing them and never letting go of the uncommitted or somebody who said they wouldn't vote for Kamala. Although the thing is though I thought everybody should vote for Kamala, I understand why people just didn't. Okay, I do. And I would hope if they were in a swing state, they'd take one for the team. But I also do understand why people would not want to vote for her, because she did not guarantee that she was going to do something about the carnage in Israel. I get it. Some people were just highly affected by that shit. And even though I think I'm mad that okay, we shouldn't have fucking had to go through Trump, I'm not going to hold that against them forever, because they're right. Okay? They're right. Even though it was the wrong thing to do. And yeah, now we got Trump, whatever. Now we're fucking going through this. But all right, there's also been positives. The MAGA movement's getting fractured. The fucking Mamdani and a bunch of DSA and socialist candidates are now winning. So some good things have come out of this hell. And there's going to be more other change. But I'm not going to hold it against somebody forever just because they voted for fucking somebody else or didn't vote. Because the reality is choosing to not vote for somebody who won't disavow a genocide is totally reasonable to me, guys. Okay? That is totally fucking reasonable. All right? So even though, do I wish they would have voted anyway? Yes. But am I going to hold it against them? No. Because they're morally correct. Okay? So I'm going to let bygones be bygones, and we can continue fucking moving on and like not sitting here like having to pay back the ills of like, 2024. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? The same way that I don't expect Bernie bros from 2016 to be opting out of the political system. It's like, yeah, what happened to Bernie was shitty, but it's 2026 now. We need to fucking move on from that. We're not going to sit here and resent each other for 20 fucking years over a goddamn election, right? And so like, I mean, dude, this idea that we have to hold these grudges and then we have to do tit for tat forever is stupid, okay? It's stupid, guys. It's like, it's dumb for us to do that. Like, we don't need to do that. We need to move on. We need to be the adults in the room, guys. All right, let me reset the thing. We reset our fucking goal here. We're almost there. 15 away. But I want to show you the rest of this thing here with Hutch. Okay? Because this is pretty crazy, guys. All right, so watch that comment, right? His comment was like attacking Abdul El-Sayed. And I'm like, dude, your entire timeline is not even fighting MAGA, bro. And the Epstein comment, you're mentally ill, dude. Seriously, something is fucking wrong with you, boss. And look at him. He's like, are you kidding me with this reply? Where was this tone when you were speaking directly for over 2 hours? You do not need to do this performative bullshit for a belligerent online mob, dude. I don't buy it. I doubt even you do. So now he's trying to put words in my mouth. But look at Parker Molloy. Okay, now Parker Molloy, guys, is trans. And like, believe me when I say that Parker deals with what happens when a Republican wins, okay? Like Hutch, this bald white guy is unaffected no matter who wins. I look at what he says to Parker. She says, nothing is ever good enough for you weirdos. You centrists truly suck. And he says, look at this. He says, when these midterms are over and the dust settles, I hope you guys can put your ego aside and maybe confront the possibility that Piker is toxic for competitive races. He just is. And if you want Republicans to lose power, you should not want him anywhere close to those races. And then she goes on to say, genuine question, have you and Hassan Piker ever just had a conversation? Not public, not on stream, but just talked about what you guys believe in, where there's overlap and where there's not? And he says, years ago, when I still thought he was a net positive for this Democratic Party coalition, I obviously shifted on that front. I have now watched him for years smear any Democrat that doesn't pass his purity test of Democrats. And when I saw him play stupid fucking games in 2024, when Trump was on the ballot, the threat was real. I did not see someone who was actually moving things in a positive direction. It ended around the time he started telling his audience I was being paid by Israel to run cover for genocide while blasting my personal information on his stream. Do you think he actually thought I was an Israeli propagandist? Do you think that's solid ground for a productive conversation? I mean, to be honest, though, Hutch was saying he'd vote for Epstein. Like, who wouldn't think he was getting some Netanyahu money? Fucking dumbass. And you keep sidestepping my point entirely by doing wildly bad faith jabs or suggesting that I simply shouldn't criticize him. When you look at the Michigan race, do you seriously not understand why people hold the sincere view that he's going to be extremely toxic in competitive races? Can you really not tell by now that he is an extremely easy target, will cause nothing but headaches for candidates like El-Sayed? And she said, I don't know him any better than I know you, but I think that maybe it'd be productive if you guys had a chat, because I really do think that you guys probably agree on most stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. But to your point, of course, if you show people his most outlandish comments, it might be a liability in a race. But again, to my point, the same exact thing could have been said about Charlie Kirk. People wanted to help Republicans win, however, didn't spend their days demanding J.D. Vance distance from himself from or disavow Kirk, because it would have A, hurt Vance's chance to win that Senate seat, and B, would have legitimized claims that Kirk was an extremist. Like, thank you, Parker. Right? Thank you. And it gets to my frustration with this constant whining about the left among centrist / libs by constantly talking about the extreme left or whatever. Even if you're denouncing it, you're sending a message that there's a problem with extremism in the Democratic Party. The freak out over the DSA plants the idea in the minds of politically checked out people that Democrats are extreme. It feeds the narrative. This is what you guys are doing, right? And she is so right. You know what I'm saying? She is so fucking right here. Okay? Seriously, your bullshit is so dumb. You didn't condemn the streamer I'm creepily obsessed with in the exact language I want you to. I'm going to have to cry about it and continue promoting the Republican in the race. Shut the fuck up. You said you'd vote for Jeffrey Epstein. Dude, she just fucking buried him. But guys, it is so true. Everything she said there is so fucking true, dude. Right? And look at him. His thing is like Hassan was bad in 2024 and he said something bad about me. So now I'm going to be his mortal enemy till the end of time. Right? And now I'm going to like reinforce every Republican narrative about Hassan. So then when the Republicans attack David Pakman, or they attack Hutch, or they attack fucking Kamala Harris, or they attack whomever, right? You will have led people to believe that when the Republicans attack, they're right. Because the extremism is something in the Democratic Party. Because you have fucking done nothing but kowtow to this shit. When in fact, you should be debunking all of their extremist clips, and you should be moving forward. Right? Dude, he's such an arrogant fucking piece of shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? There's so much brain rot out there in these social media streets. I'm so thankful for this community. Yes, let's go, nerdy black woman. Let's go. All right, now that one didn't register, but we needed 16, so now we're even. Hopefully it will register from here on out. Elf, let's go, coming in hot. I'm too tired from rhetorical nonsense, the mid-90. Let's go. So anyway, though, dude, he was replying to me, though, all day, guys. Okay? Like with the Epstein clip, okay? With the Epstein clip that I had here. Look at what he said, dude. He says, why are you acting tough on Twitter, but you sound nothing like this in an actual conversation? But like, dude, what is acting tough about me, like, pointing out that he said this shit about Jeffrey Epstein, which I didn't realize until I saw the Parker Molloy conversation. And I even told him, how is this acting tough? I was unaware of this stupid ass comment. Seeing you talking to Parker Molloy on Twitter today, that was illuminating how your centrism is stuck in being a fucking white guy. Because if you reinforce some right-wing narrative that ends up making a DSA candidate lose, you don't fucking lose, bro. And it's like, dude, it's like that selfishness and that reinforcing, like, because the problem it is like more dangerous to these centrists to lose. It is more dangerous to them to have a DSA winner than to have a Republican winner. Because if the DSA loses and the Republican wins, they get to fucking build a narrative about this shit. Okay? They do. Right? And I mean, I was responding to him today, guys, Let me find the response. All right. Where is it? Because there was another one where I said, right? Because he was like all up in my shit today, guys. And like being like weird, like, oh, like, how dare you fucking speak out on Twitter? Oh, we can't say anything bad about the left, blah, 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 right? And look at what he says, though, all right? When he says to the thing here where I was like, dude, El-Sayed won the primary against 70 million bucks. And this was with Hassan, like, campaigning with him. Okay, the proper Dem tent thing is to defang the right-wing attacks on Piker. Okay, that's really what we need to be doing. We need to be defanging the attacks on Hassan because he is part of our coalition. Otherwise, if the attacks work on Hassan and they're able to sink someone's credibility, then they're going to attack everybody as if they're Hassan. okay? You've heard the phrase, if you give them an inch, they take a mile. Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. Right? And that's just accurate. My senator and representative are not DSA. Let's go. Yeah, see, I don't care. I don't care if somebody is DSA or not DSA. I don't think we should be sinking the DSA people or like acting like, ooh, a DSA candidate is going to harm our other races. That's bullshit. Okay, if that's the case, then they're going to just start saying everybody's DSA, and they're going to insist the same way that Trump insisted he won the goddamn election for 6 fucking years, bro. If you give them that DSA is dangerous, they will start saying everybody is DSA. You dumb fucking centrist. Like, wake the fuck up and learn how to actually fight. I mean, Trump has been lying about an election for 6 goddamn years, bro. They're going to lie about the DSA too, right? And look at him. Look at what he said, guys. Okay? I said, dude, your entire timeline is not fighting MAGA. He said, I'm doing performative shit. And I said, dude, your entire timeline is attacking the left. Are you saying I'm wrong? Are you saying you don't spend all day tweeting about leftists in the DSA and quote tweeting people in your own coalition to attack them? You have zero energy spent every day toward MAGA. And he says, look at what he says. He says, when are you guys going to grow the fuck up and accept that when you put your politics out there publicly, the people who disagree with you are going to criticize you? What fantasy land do you live where you're insulated from critiques? And I'm like, critique is fine. Although you cry when the Dems get critiqued. But my point is more this. It's an election year. MAGA is supposedly the enemy. And yet you're spending all your bandwidth talking about things that reinforce Republican talking points. And ultimately that reinforce Republican wins. You parrot their fear-mongering tactics. You do Fox News level attacks on your own party's primary winners, which is not helping the people with D's win their general elections. Okay, and that's weird because you guys invented the vote blue no matter who, but you don't seem to attack MAGA at all. And I bet if some of the Dems you are railing against lose after the election, you still won't attack MAGA. I bet you're going to spend all your time gloating and doing exactly what you're doing now. And that's the truth. If El-Sayed doesn't win, Hutch will spend all year talking about how he was right and how we should never elect a DSA again. I guarantee it. He's going to continue talking about that race and only that race, right? And then he says, I simply do not care that you think punching left is bad. It's a made-up rule. Nobody cares. I punch left at people who I think are helping Republicans win because I value Republicans losing, but it's like, yo, dude. That's it. Him punching left helps Republicans win, guys. Okay? If you are punching left, dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. Dude, Elf, let's go, baby. If you are punching left, DSA, I don't think about it. Let's go, Elf. A lot of people don't. If you are punching left using the same like points that Republicans are using to punch left, then you are helping the Republicans win. Okay? That's just factual. If you are punching left and your punching left is feeding the same narrative as the MAGA punching, you are helping the Republicans win. When in fact, what we need to be doing is we need to be like as a group, coalition, we need to be refusing to let the Republicans define the Overton window, period. Okay? Whatever they say, we need to fucking stonewall it. Guys, 9 away, baby. 9-2, guys. Let's get this dance party. All right. I'm a little feisted. Dude, the next time I talk to that guy, if I do another debate, I'm going to do more research on him, and we're going to have a fucking very different debate. Because now I see, guys, that like one of the things that's really interesting is is like he wants to attack. I didn't really have a debate, Ella. I just went on his stream to talk to him. We weren't debating anything specific. Stop stupidity, let's go. But I was like, I looked for common ground and was pretty cordial and like gave him, you know, the benefit of the doubt on his good points. But it's really interesting though that like he really is filled with personal animosity about Hassan. Like he's got a personal thing, dude. Sue me. I'm too asleep to dance, but get that dance party. We got 1 minute. Let's go. Dude, Elf says, help your family for rent and custody of your tree. Let's go. Dude, the tree's looking good, baby. Dude, let's go. 4 away, guys. Dude, we're going to bang this out. 4 away, 30 seconds. Technically, oh yeah, 4 away, 30 seconds. We got this because we got that bonus one. 4. Dude, yeah. I mean, the thing he said about Epstein, though, bro. How do you say that shit? Right? Like at that point, guys, you know, that's the thing to go back to this, right? And let's finish with this at the end. But we got 7 seconds, guys. We need 4 more, 3 more. Stop stupidity. Dude, we're going to grind it out. We need 3. Let's get 3, baby. Or 2. No, we need 2. We need 2. Stop the stupidity. Did 2. We're 2 away, guys. Let's crank it. But I'm going to finish the Hutch thing right here. Look at this. You ready? You ready? Watch this, guys.
Do you condemn Jeffrey Epstein, yes or no, Hutch?
I do. Yeah. But if he had a D next to his name and he was running for a Texas Senate
Oh my God.
I would probably vote for him. I'm just saying.
That'd be a tough one.
Wild.
Not kidding.
You're just gonna let that one
Not
go.
a joke. Not a joke.
Dude, so there he goes. He said he condemns Jeffrey Epstein, but if he had a D next to his name, he would probably vote for him. Not a joke. Now, there's no fucking way that you can show me anything 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀 has said that is any more inflammatory or insane than what this fucking clown just said here about Jeffrey Epstein. Right? Like, when you will say this shit about Jeffrey Epstein, like, but you now want to talk about 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀 being damaging? Like, are you shitting me? Like, what the fuck, bro? Only a white dude who doesn't have a daughter would say this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the actual fuck, dude? Dude, let's go. Stop stupidity. 1 more, guys. Dude. What is... Right? And then he says, not kidding. Not kidding for emphasis. Dude, right? It's like, that's the point I am making. Is you don't get to say, right? This is the guy that wants to say, well, Hassan says things that are too extreme and damaging candidates. Okay? When like, bro, what the fuck, dude? Okay. I'm sorry, but you can run around saying you'd vote for Epstein if he had a D against his name. But he probably wouldn't vote for a DSA candidate with a D. Right? Holy shit, dude. Nerdy black woman. Let's go. She brings it home, baby. Let's go. Thank you, boss. Nerdy black woman says, I would happily replace my MAGA rep with corporate Dem senator with DSA candidates any day of the week because I want better for us all. I hear you on that, guys. I mean, for me, it's real simple. I would rather have DSA or progressive candidates. I would rather not have corporate Dems or AIPAC-funded Dems. But if an AIPAC-funded Dem wins the primary in Oregon, I'm voting for them, okay? I want to move away from AIPAC-funded Dems and corporate crypto lobby, pharma lobby, gun lobby, whatever lobby, insert lobby here lobby. I want to move away from those Dems, period. Okay, but like in the interim, while we're you know setting the table for that, I will happily vote for anyone who's not a Republican. But I do at some point, we got to have our presidential candidate be talking about Medicare for all or talking about some like universal health care plan. I am no longer like going to be jazzed about voting for a Democratic presidential candidate who says we're going to fight to lower costs and make healthcare affordable without some type of policy. Like, I really want us to have a policy-based fucking, structure. I want us to pick a couple of legitimate policies to work toward. We don't need to implement them, next year or whatever. Like, for example, there was somebody else I interacted with today, which is this person, Sarah Ironside. Okay, we followed each other on here for a while. She said, people can't afford food and healthcare. Our food supply is unsafe. We are in an illegal war. Communities are still being terrorized by ICE under Trump. Yet Democrats are being ripped apart for not using the right buzzwords or not making promises they know they can't keep. And I don't think Dems are being ripped apart. I think people genuinely want some change, guys. And like I said, I hope people will keep their heads on straight because the media is trying to manipulate us to fight. But as for the promises thing, people want and need universal health care. No one is expecting it to be delivered. But like, fuck, dude, if people aren't going to stand for it, what are we doing? Right? I don't want you running for office if you're not going to support a couple policies that we can be getting behind. We need a game plan, guys. You know how when a football team gets on the field, they have plays, they have scripted sequences. They're out there trying to fucking use their tools in order to score points. Okay? And so I fucking want, you know what I mean? I want us to do the same thing, to develop a playbook of shit that we can stand for, right? How did I end up going on Hutch's stream? Yeah, he reached out to me. He did. He saw me on Twitter and he assumed I was just an endless Hassan head and wanted to fucking whatever. I think he wanted to attack me and then I disarmed him by not attacking him, right? By I know he wasn't expecting that by me to not being, confrontational with him. And I think he was disappointed by that. Although at the end, he was constantly lamenting that I shut him down or I talked too much. I talked over him. But yeah, he was talking to his chat about how he thought he was going to swing me back to the Dem party. Right? And yes, we want real policies that help real people. We want fucking guaranteed health care. We want guaranteed education. We want to have some type of price controls that prevent the wealthy from looting us, a tax structure that makes wealthy people pay their fucking share. And we want complete protection of everybody's civil rights, man. You know what I'm saying? Hutch was kind of rude, was he? Yeah. I mean, dude, he's a pretty arrogant sort of prick, as you can see with his interactions, and if we ever do that thing again, I'm going to respond to him in kind. Okay. He's going to get dealt with a little differently because he's just so pompous. He's so pompous. And that's just it though, guys. It's the white man syndrome is what it is, guys. It is. It is the white man fucking moderate Democrat. Okay? White man moderate Democrats think that they get to have a pulpit on, you know what I'm saying? They get to have a pulpit and they have all the answers, okay? But they're unaffected. They're actually unaffected by this. Right? So Elf says, I've said this before, but free healthcare and free state schools for everyone and state education should be free. But I went to private schools, so I totally understand why. Let's go! Dude, let's go, Elf! Dude, you're crazy, boss. Thank you! Some tig old biddies! Tig old biddies! Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, that's just it. Again, though, guys, And this is my last time I'm going to reiterate this. Okay, you ready? If we allow the Republicans to force a condemnation of 𝗙𝗏𝗡𝗅 or the DSA or anybody in the fucking Dem coalition that is not like committing some type of crime, if we allow them to set that tone, and if the moderate centrists in our party go along with that fucking, like plan of attack, and they reinforce the Republican narratives about the DSA or 𝗙𝗏𝗡𝗅 or fucking Kamala Harris or anyone, if we do that, we are then opening the door where every single person they want to disavow, they're going to say this person is the new 𝗙𝗏𝗡𝗅, right? They will grab anybody who is speaking up and they'll say, this guy is just like 𝗙𝗏𝗡𝗅. Let me show you one outlandish clip that was edited. Or they're going to say this person is actually using a DSA platform, right? And they're going to be like Trump. They're going to lie like he did through the whole election. And we will have given them the power to create the narrative. We did it by moving right on immigration. We did it with fucking policing. We did it with the election, right? With the election security. You know what I'm saying? If we let their shit go, pretty soon they're like building these crazy lying narratives. They're saying that Spencer Pratt was cheated in LA, right? They're now the Supreme Court might knock out mail-in ballots because we have allowed them to fucking develop bullshit narratives without fucking cracking them right in the jaw, okay? No, Hutch, fuck you. You are wrong, bro. You are helping the Republicans win. You are punching with the other side because of your own personal grievances, because Hassan said something mean to you about like taking Israel money or whatever. It's like, quit being a cuck, okay? If your skin is so thin that somebody says something nasty about you and you gotta like hold on to it forever, then you don't belong in politics. You should go get a fucking job as a janitor or some shit at an office building, right? Seriously. If you can't let shit go in order to fucking win, then you have no business being in politics. If your skin is that thin, you need to fucking go, I don't know, go be a fucking, a Mary Kay salesman or some shit, right? It's like, come on, bro. Like, seriously, grow some fucking balls, dude. You know what I mean? Dude. Yeah. Believing Kamala lost because she was too left? Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, these guys. Seriously. Dude, yeah, Destiny. I know, dude, Destiny. See, Destiny, though, guys, and listen to me on the Destiny thing, okay? Destiny is a skilled debater, okay? I used to like Destiny's aggression, but guys, Destiny is like, he's got a right-wingness to him, guys. He does, okay? Destiny has a lot of right-wing elements to him, which is this white male, like, dominant power, okay? And Destiny's world is a white male dominant world, all right? And even though he's claiming to be this leftist and this liberal, he does it from a framework of white male untouchability and white male power being dominant, which is very similar to the Christian and the right-wing narrative, which is why Destiny spent all his time hanging out and making content with Sneeko and Andrew Tate. And the thing is did some people hear Destiny and move to the left? Maybe, but mostly Destiny has reinforced a lot of that right-wing machismo bullshit that creates these centrists where they believe that their way is the only way that works, but their way is coming from a place where they have so much privilege. They don't even realize when they're the only privilege that's truly being protected is the white males, you know? And it's like, bro, and I've always had a problem with Destiny with that, is that he's right-wing coded, okay? He is right-wing coded, guys, all over the place. Every time you hear him talk, there's so much right-wing coding in his language, which is why I know he said he was trying to, like, win people back from the right, but I don't think that's what he was actually doing. I think what he was actually doing was he was making right-wing groiper incels think, hey, this one liberal ain't that bad, okay? We actually kind of like this liberal, and in fact, we would hate the liberals less if they were aggressive and more right-wing coded like this Destiny guy, okay? You know, you think, yeah, no, I think he's a good debater. Like, you know, he was a good debater in the whatever run-of-the-mill, whatever person on Twitch kind of deal, right? But he is very right-wing coded, guys, okay? Like Destiny is. And there's no way, guys, there's no way you can support the Israeli government. Like, if we can't all, like, uniformly get together and like, you know, disavow Benjamin Netanyahu and Ben Gvir and the Israeli government, like, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? And this, I want to go back to Lindsay Clancy for 1 sec, guys. Okay, because of this right here. Okay, because you ready for this? Guys, Lindsay Clancy murdered 3 kids. Okay? Is that horrific? Yeah. Dude, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, with our tax dollars, murdered 200 kids. And they haven't even admitted it. They haven't even acknowledged it. They haven't even said they're sorry. They haven't even said that, like, it was a horrific thing that happened. They've lied about it. They've denied about it. They've bragged about the type of behavior of double tapping and all this shit with the fishing boats. They've bragged about violence. And so, like, if you are mad at Lindsay Clancy, you should be fuming at Donald fucking Trump and Pete Hegseth. And if you're not mad at Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, then you have no business even fucking weighing in on this woman. Because give me a break. What she did was horrific. But firing Tomahawk missiles into a fucking grade school and not wanting to make some type of reparations or international apology and atoning for that in some way, those guys are every bit as bad. They're worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a break. And they do the same shit with Israel, where they want to say, oh, you know, somebody killed somebody. Oh, an immigrant got a drunk driving thing and killed a woman. How dare they? They deport all the immigrants. It's like, fuck you, bro. Like, look at what Israel did. They killed like 10,000 kids, man. 20,000 kids. If you're not going to disavow that, and that Ben Gvir guy's not like, well, you know, it's really unfortunate that all these children died. He's like, I'll kill 20,000 more. Right? You're really? And you're going to support that? I don't want $1 of my tax money supporting those motherfuckers. And that is not anti-Semitic. That is like goddamn rational. Okay? Dude, I don't want my tax dollars supporting any more killing. Period. Dude, you know? It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. Oh, dude, I'm livid. All right, here we go. Moving on. Dude, centrist brain rot. All right. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then we're going to look at our last 2 topics here. Enjoy this wonderful song. I'll fucking be back in 1 minute.
Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing, changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I struggle to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want.
All right. All right. Well, let's go. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. Dude, this shit is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Dude, we gotta be, you know, to me, guys, I am just really getting tired of continually living in a world where we let Republicans define the narrative of like what is and isn't extreme coming from us. Meanwhile, they are so extreme, guys. Okay? Like forcing women to deliver a rapist baby. It does not get any more fucking extreme than that. And then they want to say that like Medicare for all is extreme, or not sending bombs to Israel is extreme, when they're literally going to, like, they could rape your daughter and force her to deliver the baby. Like, come on, man. We should not be letting people that will force women to deliver their rapist baby be setting the parameters of what is and isn't extreme at all. We should be treating them like they are the most extreme, outlandish faction, and we should be shitting on them and fucking disemboweling all of their talking points about anyone in our fucking coalition, period. Okay? Period. You know, you go, we go. Like backdraft, right? Fuck that shit, bro. You know? Dude, it is so crazy. All right. All right. So let's take a look at this Hakeem situation. All right. I know a lot of people want to talk about Hakeem. I know we talked about him a little bit yesterday. All right. Let's see what we have with the ABC News story. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay, about this. I think one of the things that has bothered everybody when people are getting upset about this is the fact that it was a private meeting, okay? I think the fact that it was a private meeting is what has people up at arms, because a lot of people don't trust Hakeem Jeffries because of the AIPAC funding. And now I've pointed out how Mamdani and AOC and Bernie have appeared to form a coalition with Hakeem Jeffries, supporting him as speaker, and that it has appeared like they are keeping his job safe. Now, the fact that this happened privately, I think it ruffled a lot of feathers, because a lot of people are like, whoa, why is Hakeem Jeffries taking a private meeting with Jared fucking Kushner? And is this like Israel protection, etc.? Now, I do want to illuminate another thinking, though, another type of thinking, guys, that it's possible the privacy was something Kushner was trying to keep private because they know that the Dems are taking the House, and they know that Mike Johnson's going to be out of power, and they know that Hakeem Jeffries is going to be the new speaker. So it's possible that Kushner was trying to have a private meeting to sort of like do some damage control for Trump and like acting on Trump's behalf. Now, we don't know. We don't know if like if Trump didn't know about this meeting and maybe Trump's freaking out. Like, why is Kushner talking to Hakeem? I mean, this could be many different angles. But purely on the left's point of view, I think people finding out about this in the news, this private meeting, that it reeks of like that Hakeem Jeffries is going to do some sort of backdoor deal. Okay? Okay, that he's going to do some sort of backdoor deal. Now, Hakeem Jeffries did fucking make this video wearing his green New York Yankees hat. Okay, he released this video today, all right, that I think we should watch. And then I want to look at the Kyle Kulinski video on Hakeem Jeffries too and see what his point is. Hold on. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm having like a renewed allergy scenario, guys. All right. So let's see Hakeem Jeffries' video here.
What's up, y'all? All
right, hold on. See, I gotta say, I personally, okay, I want to say a couple things about Hakeem. Let me fix this sound because it was like mono. So let me get it in both speakers, and then I'll say this. So I have had some issues with Hakeem Jeffries because I don't like how religious he is, and I've showed you that comment he made about Jesus, like after Trump got elected, saying, "Hey man, like whatever happens, we all have our faith in Jesus." That shit I don't like. Okay, that Jesus-y shit, that like, oh, we'll be fine, forget it if something horrible happens because Jesus is going to take care of us. I hate that shit. Now, the other thing that baffles me about Hakeem is I can't tell if he is just like a degenerate sort of streety kind of guy or if he's putting on an act, right? I mean, I look at some of his hand motions and he doesn't seem to be the most refined guy. And I do know where his district is, the 8th district. It's right next to where my son lives in Brooklyn. It is a scruffier part of New York that doesn't have a lot of financial investment in it. There's definitely a lot of people in his district that are like poor and struggling. And I don't know enough about this guy to know if he came from that environment. I do know that he is a consummate fundraiser, which is why he has sort of eked out his power in the Dem party. But anyway, you know, I see him with the bat, and I see him, obviously, he's in front of like a public housing place that's probably in Brownsville in his district. Brownsville is part of his district, and that is a part of New York, a part of Brooklyn that is like, has a lot of fucking struggles because of lack of opportunity there and shit. All right, dude, stop stupidity. Let's go, baby. But anyway, let's see what he says here.
What's up, y'all? Just finished up an event here in the community in Brooklyn. I want to give you a little real talk on this Jared Kushner situation. He asked for a meeting, and I took it to discuss the affordability crisis that exists that is not a hoax. At the same period of time, I shouldn't have to say it, but I am. No one is going to get a pass. We're going to hold every single member of the Trump cartel accountable, beginning on day one. If you're stealing from the American people, shortchanging the American people, or screwing over the American people, you're going to be held accountable. We're going to follow the facts, apply the law, and be guided by the Constitution, beginning on day one, and hold the crooks accountable. And that's what we've done as House Democrats from the beginning of this Congress. We battled the Trump administration on tariffs, battled them on Medicaid, battled them on Epstein, battled them on nutritional assistance, battled them on the Affordable Care Act, battled them on the reckless war of choice in Iran, battled them on ICE funding, and battled them on the unprecedented corruption unleashed on the American people. And we've delivered results. Pam Bondi is gone. Kristi Noem is gone, and we're just getting started. At the same period of time, the affordability crisis in this country is very real. It needs to be dealt with. I hear about it every day. In the community in Brooklyn and all across the country, wherever I may be, people are drowning in this failed economy and are demanding action. We have a responsibility to deal with the fact that life is too expensive. Far too many people are stressed the F out when it's time to go to the grocery store, pay the rent, or put gas in the tank. That's crazy. That should not be happening in the United States of America, and we have a responsibility to address it. And that's what we intend to do.
All right. So I want to look at this, guys, through a lens of the reality that we are currently in. Okay? And here's what it is. Because I noticed their chat moving by, there were a lot of people who are like, fuck this guy, I don't believe this guy. And you all may very well be right. However, I do want us to step into the reality of where we're at now. And what do I mean by that? I mean that for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, Hakeem Jeffries, his job as Speaker has been supported and protected by AOC, by Bernie Sanders, even though Bernie's in the Senate, but as part of the coalition. There are some people in the House, some of the up-and-comers like 𝗙𝗟𝗍𝗍 𝗪𝗡, who will vote against him. But it is my understanding that he currently has the votes to be the next Speaker. That whether you like him or don't like him, trust him or don't trust him, because of the AOC, Mamdani, Bernie coalition, the squad, whatever deal they cut with this man, that we are actually stuck with this guy for the Speaker of the next Congress. Now, that being said, guys, he's making some very bold statements here about how these guys are going to be prosecuted. We are going to go after the cartel members of the Trump org. Nobody's getting a sweetheart deal. We are going from day one. Okay, now, this is going to be real easy to fact check, guys. Okay, if Hakeem Jeffries, which we know he's going to be the Speaker, I'm telling you right now, it's guaranteed he's going to be the Speaker. We will be able to fact check this. They're not going to be able to say, hey, we're going after somebody. Oh, yeah, we went after him. And then clearly they haven't gone after anyone. Okay, once they have the House and the oversight committee is theirs and the investigations can begin and the hearings can begin, we are going to be able to put him to the test right the fuck away to see whether he owns what he is saying here, or in fact he is lying and bullshitting, and then it'll be, the cat will be out of the bag, you know. So it is setting up something interesting to see what's going on, because here's the deal, guys. Do you honestly think AOC and Mamdani and Bernie and all those guys would have vouched for this dude and saved his job if he's really going to get in there and do nothing? Do you think they would all risk all of their political capital that they have, AOC potentially running for president? You think they would put all of that shit at risk if this guy's going to get in there and just glad hand? I don't know if they would do that. I'm not saying that I believe Hakeem. I believe Hakeem is capable of lying and being a shitter who goes back on his word. I'm just not sure that all of those people who are just now coming into power would necessarily squander all their political capital to back this guy just so he could immediately fuck everybody over and make them all look bad. I mean, that seems really risky. Like, are Mamdani and AOC, are they really dumb enough to do that? Are they going to, like, blow up their whole coalition that they've spent years building and fighting to get power, and then they're going to sink it just for Hakeem to, like, you know, completely, like, lie and go back on everything? I don't know. Maybe, but, like, dude, that would make them really fucking foolish, guys. So that's what I find really vexing about this, is there's a part of me that wants to believe that he's actually going to be playing ball with the left faction. And we're going to find out, right? We're going to find out. Why take a private meeting? Yeah, see, that's the thing, guys. I know the private meeting is a problem, but, and I'm not defending that, because I know that that's what a lot of people have the issue with, is a private meeting. But it is entirely possible that Jared Kushner was trying to keep the meeting private because he was undercutting Donald Trump's authority and trying to somehow, like, you know, set himself up in knowing that Hakeem's going to be the next speaker. And it is entirely possible that Donald Trump right now is realizing that his own son-in-law is working against him. And so it may not have been something that, I mean, think about this, okay? And I again, I'm not saying this is it, because it could be that Hakeem's being a snake and nobody knew about this meeting and he's up to nefarious shit and he's working with Netanyahu. It absolutely could be. But it also could be that Jared Kushner took a meeting that Trump didn't know about because he knows Mike Johnson's going to be out of power, and he was trying to curry some favor with Hakeem, and that the Dems themselves leaked it in order to fuck Trump up, knowing that his son-in-law is conspiring behind his back. Okay, that could very well be a truth too. I'm not saying that's it. It could be that this guy is trying to undercut AOC and Mamdani. I mean, there could be any number of fucking things, you know, like behind this. Okay, you know, but for me personally, I trust AOC and I trust Zohran Mamdani and I trust Bernie Sanders. I do. I trust those three people. And if those three people go in on somebody and cover for them and support them, I'm going to trust that they're doing it for a reason because I trust the three of them. Okay? So I look to them as my guidance, you know, because I actually do trust those three people. I find them to be trustworthy. And so if they're backing Hakeem, I will reluctantly go along with backing Hakeem because I'm assuming they're backing him for a purpose. And that's just me. That is my personal stance because I know I'm not in Washington. I don't know the power dynamics. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So I'm not going to presume to know more about the inner workings of the government than AOC and Zohran Mamdani and Bernie Sanders do. Okay? So I'm in a holding pattern, but I will say this though, guys. You ready? And hear me out on this. We're going to be able to fact check his statements here. Okay? He's making some bold fucking claims. All right? He's making some bold fucking claims, guys, right now. Okay? He is. He's making some bold claims that we're going to be able to put to the test immediately upon the Dems taking power in the House. So we're going to see. Now we have a litmus test of holding Hakeem Jeffries accountable. All right? And Backbone Network, he's not for Medicare for all. I know, but Backbone Network, we're not getting Medicare for all in 2028. Okay? So I don't mind that he's not for Medicare for all because I don't have to vote for him. It's like all I want from him is that he's willing to help set the table for the people that are fighting for Medicare for all. Okay? Because as you will see politically, he could very well say he's not Medicare for all until it's politically advantageous for him to be for Medicare for all. And then he could say, now all of a sudden I'm Medicare for all. I mean, this is politics. These fucking people will go wherever the wind blows. So that, he's not running for president. I don't have to vote for this guy. I don't live in Brownsville. So I don't personally care that he's not Medicare for all because right now, most of the Dems in Congress are not Medicare for all. Right now, that's the reality. We're not getting Medicare for all yet. We have many congressional cycles. We need like 100 Medicare for all fucking Dems in Congress before we can even think about this, guys. So like, I want people to be voices for Medicare for all, but I'm not so disillusioned that I think it's coming in 2026 or 2028 or 2030. I mean, we need way more fucking progressives in Congress before we can ever dream about Medicare for all, right? You know, but I guess for me, I just don't know like I don't know, like personally, I'm not sure if the meeting was secret because Hakeem was trying to hide it or if the meeting was secret because fucking, Kushner was trying to hide it. But I do know this, guys. I know that he's going to be the speaker soon and we're going to be able to see what he does. Okay? Like you're literally going to see his actions. So I don't know why you're all worked up about it. Like literally 6 months from now, you're going to be able to look at his behavior every day and you're going to know if he's working for the coalition or if he's selling you out. Like we don't have to have any fear because either we're going to see him working with us or we're going to know he's a fucking liar And then we can fucking protest his ass and start like laying into it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to live, oh my God, like he can't hide his fucking behavior. From here on out, nobody can hide their fucking behavior, guys. We're going to see it. We're going to see who the oversight committee calls in, who they pursue. We're going to see like what they do with all of their investigative capabilities. Like we're going to have control, guys. You know what I mean? You know? So like we do need to win, and we do need to give him his shot because a couple of the important people have protected his ass. And so we're going to find out if they protected his ass for a good reason or not. You know, we're going to find out. We're going to know. We're going to know next year at this time. We're going to know if he's actually a sellout or if he's working with us. You can't wait till I see he's a rat? Yeah, but so Redbone though, but Redbone, are you saying that Mamdani and AOC are rats too? Are you saying that they're rats too? And they're rats working with rats? Or are you saying that Mamdani and AOC are stupid and they're just like don't have any fucking clue what's going on and they're getting suckered by the rat? That's where I get confused because you're insistent that he's a rat and he's using everyone. So you're saying that AOC and Mamdani are clueless and fucking don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're getting just taken for a ride by this fucker. Or you're saying that they're rats too. Like, I don't understand that. Like, you know what I mean? You're saying that they're getting duped. So you think that they're really that naive and short-sighted? I mean, do you think Mamdani was able to win the mayorship because he gets duped by people? I'm just not sure I believe that. You know, I'm not saying that Hakeem isn't a rat because he may very well be a rat, but I just don't think Mamdani would have won the race of mayor the way he did by him being easily duped, right? You know, I think they're getting something out of the deal, right? I think there's some reason that they're aligning with this guy, and I don't know what it is. That's what I've been sort of racking my brain about. I just don't think that they're stupid, you know, or they have dirt on him. Maybe they have dirt on him. Is he taking AIPAC money? I don't know, but Redbone, John Ossoff is taking AIPAC money. Okay, John Ossoff took like millions of AIPAC money. So there are people that are taking AIPAC money that are like still well regarded. I'm not saying Hakeem Jeffries is John Ossoff. Okay, I'm not. I think he's definitely not John Ossoff. Don't get me wrong, right? But I personally though, I don't know why, guys. I don't hate Hakeem Jeffries the way I hate Chuck Schumer. And I have not been able to figure out why. Okay, there's something about Jeffries that when I watch him talk, he doesn't instantly hit me like Chuck Schumer. Like Chuck Schumer, I see Chuck talk and I'm like, dude, he's sniveling, he's lying. There's not an honest bone in this man's body. This guy would sell me out for fucking $12. And my feeling about Hakeem is less that. Like I don't exactly trust him because I know the neighborhood he's from and how he's not really working for those people. And I don't trust him because he's a big fundraiser, right? I don't trust any of the big fundraisers. You know, I find fundraisers to be smarmy just in general. And there are times when I look at Hakeem and he actually seems like there's a fighter in there. Okay. And so that's why I get confused because I wonder if I'm being duped or if Hakeem actually has a little bit of a fighter in there, but he's never really brought it out because it wasn't politically expedient to do so. Okay, because he was working his way up in the Pelosi wing of politics where it was all about the money, all about the fundraising. And so people played different games. I mean, even when I look at AOC, right? She supported Joe Biden even when everybody knew he was like a cooked noodle. But she supported Joe Biden until it was politically expedient for her to not support Joe Biden. And that is like, that is pretty common among politicians. The same way, guys, you ready? Hear me out. Hear me out on this. The same way it goes the reverse, right? Like somebody could vote no now against Israel money. Okay, hear me out on this. You could have people in Congress now who are voting no to send money to Israel. But guys, everybody's voting yes. So anybody who votes no now is voting no, knowing the money is going to Israel anyway. What I always wonder is if there were enough votes to stop the money to Israel, how many of the people voting now, no now, might vote yes if their vote was actually going to be the difference between sending the money or not sending the money? You see how that goes? Like, I think about that. I know we have people who say we're not sending money to Israel, but it's easy for them to say that and vote no because they know the money's going. But how would they vote if there were actually enough votes to stop the funding? That's interesting to think about, isn't it? Because we have not really seen the rubber and the road of the money to Israel or some of these voting decisions. And I think about that a lot, right? I mean, that's something, I'll be honest, it's something I've thought about with Jon Ossoff and his taking of AIPAC funds and him being against like military support to Israel, but wondering if he's only doing that because it's politically expedient to do it because the money's going to Israel without him. We don't know, okay? I mean, any one of these guys can be fucking liars and manipulators, okay? Because they're all looking to go up that political ladder. So I don't know, guys. I think for me right now, I guess I'm just trusting him because of Mamdani and AOC and Bernie. And though, because I know we're going to find out, guys. I know that we're going to find out real quick whether this guy is working for us or working against it. And I think we have to be committed. We have to be committed to like lashing out against him if he fucks us. Okay? Right? If he fucks us, we do have to be committed at like standing up to him and pressuring all of our other fucking, you know, like legislators to do that same shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I will admit, when I heard about the Kushner meeting, I figured Kushner asked for the meeting, and I figured the meeting was secret because Kushner was undercutting Trump's authority. And I actually thought maybe the Democrats leaked the meeting, right? Because they were like trying to set Trump up. But anyway, let's see. I know Kyle Kulinski talked about this. Let's go look and see what he had to say. But again, we're going to find out real quick, right? Commit to developing a progressive to take his seat. Yeah, I mean, Ozzy, he lives in an area though that is kind of inhospitable to progressives, and I hope that changes. But for whatever reason, like Hakeem Jeffries has won his fucking right. If you look at, like, let's just look at him. Okay, if you look at Hakeem's primary, right? If you look at him in 8, I mean, look at this, guys. He won. That was the general election. Where's the last primary? Dude, in the last primary he had, right, which was in 2022, okay, he's been running unopposed. He got 87% of the vote, right? And so, I mean, what's crazy about this is his district really fucking likes this guy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like you can primary him. I just don't know if any of the primary people are going to fucking, like, you know, if anyone's going to be able to unseat him, right? What do we have here? Let's see, the 2026 primary. Because, I mean, dude, he's Coney Island, he's Brownsville, and he has a little bit of fucking, it looks like, what is that? Is that Bed-Stuy? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. See, my kid lives in Crown Heights, right there in Crown Heights. But there's a little bit of Bed-Stuy and then Brownsville, which is over here. And then the areas down by Coney Island, right? That's a pretty... Hey, let's go, Bryce. There he is. Dude, yeah, he's right next to you, dude. Hakeem Jeffries is right next to you. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, I think he's pretty tough to primary at this point, which is why they're fucking protecting him. That doesn't mean that won't change. But for better or for worse, the people in his district seem to like him. But let's go to Kyle Kulinski's. Dude, how you doing, Bryce? Let's go. All right. I know he was talking about Hakeem today. So, yeah, but guys, I will say this. You ready? Just hear me out on this, guys. Love him, hate him, trust him, don't trust him, think he's a liar. We're gonna know, okay? We are gonna know, okay? We are gonna fucking know real quick. We are gonna know real quick if Hakeem is fucking us. Like, I think we're gonna know by this time next year. It's gonna be very, very clear. But like, guys, if he is, then you do have to start questioning all of the people that have been backing him that are on the left coalition. I mean, that's going to bring Mamdani and AOC and Bernie and all of those people into question. You're not going to be able to walk that back. I mean, at that point, it's like they're going to be involved too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But let's see what fucking Kyle says.
All right, y'all. So prepare yourself to be pissed off. Prepare to be incredibly annoyed and angry. And prepare to call for some resignations here, because that's what's merited. So let me show you this. Hakeem Jeffries and Jared Kushner apparently met privately and discussed how Democrats and the Trump regime can work together, according to the New York Times. So this is one of those stories where, like, I'm almost paralyzed out of anger and fury, because how is it that literally a decade into Trumpism, like, I need to explain the most basic shit to you imaginable? I need to explain that there's literally nothing positive that's ever going to come out. Okay, Jared Kushner is not even in the government. He's not in the government. Jared Kushner is the son-in-law of the pedophile terrorist president. And what's he most known for? Taking $2 billion from Saudi Arabia to allegedly slip them classified information, okay, that they then use to crack down and go after MBS's opponents. That's what he's most known for. That, and turning Gaza into New Gaza, finishing the genocide and the ethnic cleansing, and building a city on top of the skulls of dead Palestinian babies, okay? He wants to create a pedophile billionaire haven where Palestinians have been ethnically cleansed and genocided, and build these new futuristic city on top of all the dead bodies in the mass graves in Palestine. It's fucking disgraceful. The guy's a disgrace.
So the thing is, though, so Tony, when you said Ossoff is an actual politician, they ain't meeting with Kushner. Kushner would have no reason to meet with Ossoff because Ossoff doesn't have any power. He's literally just a senator. Okay, you got to understand that the reason Kushner requested a meeting with Hakeem Jeffries is because Hakeem is going to have the power in November. And that is pretty much verified that even Donald Trump's internal familial advisors know it, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, whether we think Jeffries should meet with Kushner, I understand why Kushner wanted to meet with Jeffries, because it is a tacit admission that even Kushner knows Trump is losing the House, right? Now, I think, though, like, I wish it could have been played differently. Dude, Kushner is a monster. Dude, I fucking hate Jared Kushner. I hate his fucking brother, too, who's getting to buy the fucking Lakers now. Give me a fucking break, dude.
The guy's going to go down as an historic villain. And you're meeting with him to discuss how to work together. Name me, even theoretically, one thing you can work with the Trump regime on in this second term. Name me even one thing. Because I'll tell you, in the first term, sure, you could point, hey, he pardoned Alice Johnson. That's great. He did the First Step Act. That was great.
See, one thing I do, though, guys, one thing I do want to, right? One thing I do want to highlight, though, is look at this, though, okay? Is it says Jeffries, Kushner met privately, discussed potential areas of common ground. But, like, is that really what they discussed? I mean, we're trusting ABC News's framing here of, like, saying that this, right? I mean, we don't know. ABC might be correct, or maybe Hakeem Jeffries was like, fuck this guy, but I'm going to take the meeting anyway. And then Trump's going to know Jared's working behind his back. Like, I don't know if I necessarily trust ABC's framing or Hakeem's framing. I don't know who to trust. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't know who to trust at this point. Right? I'm just hoping that AOC, Mamdani, and Bernie aren't fucking us. That's what I'm hoping. Because they have protected Hakeem Jeffries' job for now. And we're going to be stuck with this motherfucker. And so, I don't know, guys. We're going to find out.
He banned bump stocks for guns. That was great. I could point to a handful of things in the first term.
I don't like it.
This is not the first term. This motherfucker is psychotic. He's a sociopath. He's completely unhinged. He's delusional. He has dementia. He's destroying everything positive about this country. He's done nothing good. They're shutting 742 hospitals. They're kicking 18 million people off Medicaid. They're kicking over 4 million people off food stamps. He's starting illegal wars, spending $1 billion a day to blow up little girls. Why would you meet with anybody from this regime?
I mean, this is all fair. Guys, somebody asked about Hakeem. Hakeem is a devout Christian. So he is a Zionist. Okay? He is. Make no mistake. And guys, you need to realize every Democrat who is a devout Christian is a fucking Zionist, whether they're admitting it or not. Okay? You are not going to find a devout Christian in America who is against Israel. Okay? So every single fucking rep, every single person in our government, Democrat, that is a devout Christian are all Zionists. They may not say it, they may not announce it, but I'm telling you right now, every fucking devout Christian in America is a fucking Zionist. Dude, all of them. They cannot be trusted, man. I'm just telling you, this is part of the reason that I have a problem with James Tallarico. Okay? I have this problem with him too, his devout Christianity. When push comes to shove, Christians believe Israel needs to take all the land in the Middle East and start a world war that's going to bring Jesus back. There is no fucking Christian that believes in the second coming of Jesus that does not believe Israel is pinnacle in bringing it about. So that's a real fucking problem I have in the Democratic Party is I don't trust any of the Christians, guys. None. I don't trust any of them. I don't trust Hakeem. I don't trust Tallarico. I don't trust any fucking Christians, bro. I don't. Even if they're not shouting from the rooftops, I know deep down inside, they're friends of Israel because Israel is how Jesus comes back. There is no Jesus coming back without Israel, guys. If you're a Christian, Israel is the literal linchpin of bringing fucking Jesus back, dude. So that's where I get fucked up, dude. As soon as I see somebody being a Christian, I'm like, oh, dude, right? It bothers me. But Kyle's not wrong, dude. He's not wrong.
Somebody pointed this out on Twitter. They said, if you're meeting with Jared Kushner, the only thing you should be handing out is a subpoena. Okay, that's right. What's the point of this? Now, by the way, if you scroll down, 99% of the replies are like, fuck him and he needs to resign. This person says he met with Kushner because he's making deals on leaving Trump's family out of the investigations and prosecutions to come. Jeffries cannot be speaker. He's proven time and time again he's not for any opposition. He and Schumer have to go.
See, again, if this is true, we're going to know this shit right away, guys. We will. I mean, we're going to know
completely
right away.
Disqualifying for Jeffries as leader, already planning to collaborate. Someone slingshot that piece of shit, Representative Jeffries, directly into the sun already. Kushner is not an elected American politician. He needs to stay the fuck out of our business. Jeffries needs to go. We can't keep standing for this bullshit. Many forget the swamp is still in effect. So people are mad. By the way, what's the one thing that is like across the board said about Democratic politicians? That they're weak. They're not strong. They're weak. They're like pushovers. And this just verifies it. This just validates the most consistent criticism of Democratic elected officials. We need fighters.
See, again, like Kyle is making a very fair point, because it probably would have been much better for the coalition if Hakeem Jeffries had done a news conference and said, Jared Kushner reached out to me to fucking do a meeting about affordability or about, working with the Trump admin, because he knows I'm going to be Speaker of the House. And guess what? I don't want to take that meeting, because the only time I'm going to meet with Jared Kushner is when I'm handing that motherfucker a subpoena. See, that would have been a way of outing it and fucking using it with political capital, something being fucking aggressive and putting Jared Kushner on the defense. I mean, there are many ways you could have played that scenario that would have been much more I don't know, it would have been much more unifying for the Dem coalition. I mean, because the fact of the matter is nobody trusts Hakeem Jeffries, okay? Nobody trusts him. And so this taking a secret meeting, and then after the meeting comes out saying, oh, nobody's going to be exempt from our investigations, that's not making anybody trust you, okay? And in fact though, guys, we're going to see. There is no way for these guys. And this goes to Jeffries. This goes to all of fucking leadership. Everybody in the Democratic Party, Mark Kelly, fucking Schumer, the whole lot. We're going to see right away if these guys are actually being aggressive and doing what we want them to do, or if they're giving us more platitudes and fake shit. And I'm telling you, we need to put the pressure on. Okay? We do. If we take the House back and they sit on their hands, we need to go fucking 10,000 people outside Congress and fucking pressure these motherfuckers. We do. We need to shout down AOC, Mark Kelly, Bernie, all of them, Jamie Raskin in restaurants. We need to fucking treat them like we treat Trump and say, hey, yo, we gave you the House. If you're going to sit on your hands, we're going to fucking bury you guys. We have to. We cannot let them off the hook. Okay? I mean, think about this, guys. Joe Biden won with 7 million fucking votes. Okay? He had a mandate. It was a huge win in 2020. They should have gone scorched earth. Okay? And they did not. Joe Biden pussed out. They let Joe Manchin derail shit. They let Kyrsten Sinema derail shit. They fucking pussed out. Okay? They made a lot of promises. We gave them a mandate, and then they let everything fall apart. I am not doing that again. Okay? I am not doing that again. I am expecting some balls to the fucking wall, bro. I want Jack Smith with his hair on fire and flaming swords running down the halls of Congress, or we are going to put a boot in some people's ass, guys.
In this era, people are screaming for Democratic fighters, and you're meeting with a criminal regime. That's what you're doing. This is not a government. It's a cartel. This is not a government.
True.
It's a crime syndicate. It's a mobocracy now. And you're meeting with them for what purpose? For what purpose? And by the way, then you start to look at them sideways, because it's hold on now. Don't you also take a tremendous amount of money from AIPAC? Don't you also take a tremendous amount of money from Wall Street? Don't you also take a tremendous amount of money from the military-industrial complex?
He does.
Don't you also take it from the AI tech demons? So, What exactly are you talking about? What exactly are you working on? Because I guarantee you, if you're coming to some sort of a compromise with these people, it's going to be shitty.
Dude, I mean, he's not wrong, right? If they are like, you know, because I mean, think about this, guys, okay? Because Trump knows his agenda is dead the minute we take back the House, and the investigation should be unhinged. So, like, if they're working with him in any way, if they give Trump any fucking wins, bro, that's like a net loss, okay? There should be not a single fucking win. And I mean, dude, this is the same shit with Hutch and this right-wing framing. We should never, under any circumstances, be fucking giving them an inch in any way, shape, or form, okay? Not an inch. Dude, if you give them one fucking benefit, they're going to fuck us immediately following it, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
It's not going to be a compromise to, like, give people health care, give people education, or raise wages, or raise taxes on the rich. No, you're going to be compromising on their terms to serve your fucking donors, your shared donors. So this is just incredibly disturbing and disgusting. I cannot believe that at this late date, we still need to tell Democratic leadership that this is the exact opposite of what they should be doing. They should be
See, let me ask you, did 𝗍𝗍𝒄 comment on this? I'm curious if somebody asked her about it. All right, because look at this, dude. This is Mamdani, okay? This was today.
I first wanted to just get your reaction to Times reporting on Hakeem Jeffries meeting with Jared Kushner. I mean, what do you think of Jeffries potentially being speaker in light of this? And then my second question is, it's now 2 weeks until the first day of school, and there's still no AI policy, and principals aren't supposed to buy new tech until there is one. So can you just give any update to that? Will it be coming in the next few days? I know this is a stressful issue for schools.
It is, and it is an issue of immense importance to us in the administration, and it is an issue that we will be speaking to soon. And to your first question, I continue to support Congressman Jeffries and his bid to become the leader.
All right, so Mamdani is still in, okay? Again, is he going to be fucking us, or is he not fucking us? Right? Let's see what AOC says. Right? All right. Because Mamdani is still backing him, still in his corner. But have we gotten a comment about AOC on this, or she has not commented yet? I'm real curious what her comment is. Okay? Because see, that's the thing, guys. That is the thing that is like, I have not been able to figure out, like, why are, right? Because it could be politics, guys. Okay? It could be that Mamdani is supporting Jeffries because Jeffries is going to help him win the governorship. And it could be that Mamdani just doesn't really fucking care that he is right. It could be that AOC is selling everything out to Jeffries because he's going to help her run for the Senate or run for president. So it could be that even the people I trust right now are fucking us all over for their own personal political ambitions, right? I mean, I don't know, but I know we're going to find out. You said AOC has commented. Where's her comment? Somebody give me a link to AOC talking about the Jeffries Kushner thing. All right. Because I see the Mamdani thing. I don't see an AOC response. Where is it? You said I passed it? I didn't. I mean, I passed a thing about AOC, right? But this is from September 4th of 2025, dude. This right here is responding to Jeffries and Schumer not endorsing Mamdani. This is from a year ago, right? That's not it. Yeah, that's not it, boss. That is September 4th of 2025. Yeah, no, she hasn't commented yet about this, right? She has not commented about this. Dude, I love AOC. Oh, no, it's all good. I thought maybe you saw something. Dude, oh my God, dude, the shoe on head. Bro, I'm gonna do an episode on shoe on head at some point. We're gonna fucking talk about her. Dude, she is such a fucking weirdo, bro. But let me see here. All right, it is 1 a.m. though. I'm gonna go make some videos. Okay. Let's see. She has not commented about this yet. I'm curious to see her comment. Dude, Shu is like, dude, like, can I just tell you, like, Shu is fucking, I want to show you something about Shu. You ready? Let's go to Post Left Watch. Dude, Smorin, let's go. Thank you, boss. Look at this shit. Okay? Because this is funny. Post Left Watch has been posting this Shu stuff. Let's talk about Shu tomorrow, okay? Because she's been going off on this fucking, like, politics and shit. But there's somebody on this, like, you know, wokeness or whatever. But somebody summed Shu up, guys. Right here. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Based on what I look like, look at this. This is Shu from 2020. Says, based on what I look like, what are my politics? And this person said, whatever politics your boyfriend at the time. Dude. And I'm like, yo, that is like 100%. That is literally her, dude. Right? That is literally her, bro. Oh my God, dude, she's been going off. We're going to talk about her tomorrow. We'll get to her and Data Republican tomorrow. There's a fucking Tate video we have to talk about tomorrow too. I'm going to go make some videos though, guys. Dude, isn't that crazy? Unfucking believable, boss. Dude, but she needs to be addressed. She really does. Dude, she needs to be addressed. Dude, yeah, no, Tate is some wild shit's going on with the Tate clan, guys. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But right now, I got to go make some videos, okay? Dude, yeah, tonight was good, all right? You guys ready? We're fucking dancing, bro. Dude, fuck Schumer, fuck Kushner, fuck Jeffries, fuck Mamdani, fuck AOC, fuck Hutch. Dude, fuck Hassan, fuck everybody, bro. Oh, wait. No. Just kidding. Fuck them all, dude. Right? Fuck this fucking life. Fuck this fucking planet. Dude, fuck them all. E-ah! E-ah! Ah! Let's go. Just kidding. Just kidding, boss. Dude, let's go. Dude, well, you know what's so funny about the Hassan thing is I have been more than critical of him, especially during the 2020 election cycle, but there's no fucking way I am going to have people tell me that Hassan is like not a net benefit. His fight to the fight to move America like toward the left. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. There's no way, bro. There is no way, dude. Dude, I would take Hassan over somebody like fucking Hutch, who said they'd vote for Epstein if he had a D next to their name. Give me a fucking break, dude. Like, give me a fucking break. No matter how critical I have been of him, you know, like, dude, he is a fucking feisty fighter, and we need more of that. Okay, he is not trying to sink America, dude. I don't believe it for a minute, dude. I don't believe it for a minute. You know, that's fucking bullshit, dude. Dude, people that are trying to paint him as like a racist, anti-Semitic, whatever. Like, you know, dude, they're doing that shit to all the DSA guys. It's like a way of them trying to polarize black voters against like socialists. Okay, they do that. Like centrist Dems try to manipulate black voters by like trying to paint the DSA as fucking enemies, bro. And that shit is not accurate. Okay, that shit is not accurate. And the policies that like on the leftist policies will help the marginalized. Okay, they will help the fucking marginalized, guys. 100%. Okay, and I would love to figure out how to communicate that well. All right, you ready? Let's go. Yo, dude, my hand is still fucked up, so I may not have my cool fucking motion. All right, my dancing may be a little stiff still. All right, you ready? Let's fucking go, baby. Come on. Let's get it. You better be dancing. Dude, fuck the Centrists. 'cause I'm red. I'm red. I'm red. Red. Let's go! Goddamn! That was a good guitar solo. I wonder who was playing it. Dude, I love it. Love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Take care of your head. We got a long way to go, baby. But we are going to fuck these fascists up. All right? You ready? In the meantime, guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay radiant. Good night.
I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.